Rory coming up short. That's why I wanted you left your ass. Suck your dick, Rory. Suck it. Yeah. It's nice, man. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, what's your name, man?
Yeah.
So just go next to you.
Don't let him guys, right? It was him. Alright. It was him.
That was, of course, Rory McIlroy, the great pretender to the throne of Tiger Woods. He's shown anger, and maybe he shouldn't have shown anger, but he is only human. Watch here how Tiger too gets away with a human error.
Salty language continues from Tiger. Yeah, and that was one of the things he said he got out to work on years ago, and we talked about it a lot. But
What I'm looking at today is not just Rory and Tiger, but all other golfers and their moments of anger and the signs of how they could have done it better and mentally showing their weaknesses. Watch here how Bubba Watson, as great and all as he is, made a fantastic mistake with his club.
This golf course.
He just asked you. No photography on the golf course. Not that hard. What are you talking about?
I believe it's the same culprit, but back on the tee.
In that particular clip, you will have noticed that Bubba was fidgeting a lot with his hands before he made the error. Watching this particular clip where his hands are nice and settled, and mentally he's in the right zone, and therefore he gets the right shot. The big, the great, and the certainly colourful in many more ways than one, John Daly, showed a lot of errors in his time. Watch here how he really messes up.
And at the 7th, R3, John is having issues. There's one that got wet. Here is another, and here is yet another. 3 into Lake Michigan. And when that happens,
Yeah, it starts getting in your mind.
at the golf club, soon to follow. But don't despair, because there are watercraft out there. Hey, Dad, look what I got. Oh, goodness.
You'll have noticed there where John was kind of full of tension. And here in this next clip, he's looser. Watch his legs. His legs are much looser, and therefore the swing and shot follow through perfectly. The great Phil Mickelson, a great friend once of Tiger Woods, showed him a thing or two. But his lack of concentration right here in this famous putting error definitely goes down to a...
His speed has been terrible.
Whoa. Whoa. Wow. That's stunning.
David Fay, here in the book.
Watch here how he explains though, how he approaches putting. And you'll know that he definitely made a mental error the first time. A famous moment in golf next with Dustin Johnson hitting a club off the sand and not getting away with it.
Shot lead at the 72nd hole. It's kind of an array of emotions, I guess, they go through. A little bit of disappointment, a little frustration, and maybe some anger. It's kind of a silly.
Although you could say that's a technical error and an error of judgment or an error of the rules in golf or that particular golf course. This next clip, you'll see how Dustin shows that he's far more fluid in his swing with his approach shot, but also he explains how he feels throughout a good shot like this.
Playing here at the British Open, soft sand, hard sand, I use the same wedge. It doesn't matter, it's always the same.
Golf caddies are there for more than just carrying a bag. Long gone is the day of Caddyshack. Rather, this is to do with the psychology, a deeper connection. And with John Ram, his caddy was giving him advice of how to actually hit a shot with a certain club in a certain way. Rather than taking the advice, he went his own route. And this was the result.
And go in the wrong direction. I'm going to lay you up over here. He says, I'll get you to 100 yards. It's nice and flat. And Ram says, but I'm not comfortable with that shot.
By the way, look at the green that he's and an elevated green.
Oh, that he says to his caddy, but I'm not comfortable with that because if I hit it too far, it's a bad angle. And his caddy goes, yup, and he sort of rolls his eyes like, are you a professional? Like, what do you mean you're not comfortable with a layup, for God's sake?
You might have a tough angle for your 100.
It's great to know when you do something wrong and how to correct it. John Ram is a perfect example of this. Watch here how he himself knows how to hit that shot and exactly what frame of mind to be in.
Sometimes I will just start doing like this little practice movement with my hands, trying to get those knuckles pointed up, trying to have the club face aiming towards me as much as possible, trying to look for this because it makes the base of the club just slide through the sand. I'll never dig in, go right.
As you'll see, John actually doesn't have any excess movement in his legs or in his arms. He's way more relaxed in this approach shot in comparison to the first one. Putting can be very mental. Anybody who's ever held a golf club knows that it's you and the ball most of the time, but when it's actually closer to the hole, it can be very, very irritating. Watch how Justin Thomas approaches his shot, and right after it, keep your ears open too. Let's look at that again. And as you can see, his eyes move a certain way to the ball when he strikes it. But watching this next clip, how Justin Thomas is far different with his eyes, and he does much better with the shot too.
Here at the 10th. I get him to -7 with birdie. Is it going to hang there?
Oh, that's down great. Yeah, walk away, tie your shoe, do something. I mean,
if it takes, there it is! It falls! How about that?
So as you saw from that clip, Justin Thomas's eyes move faster when he strikes the ball and does well. Watch how Bryce DeChambeau makes a real mess of things, and really, it definitely gets to his mindset.
Grinded like he really was, and swing after swing, and then when he didn't see the result, it was almost like, what am I doing?
I mean, this is next level from a guy who's won twice in the PGA Tour. That looked like you're almost turning in all 14 clubs and just said, this game has got the best of me.
Now that particular clip of Bryce DeChambeau may have been how Rory McIlroy must have felt on the back nine in the Masters once upon a time. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, Bryce DeChambeau can actually show a more fluid way of playing that particular strike or striking action that was just shown. Watch here how he just breezes through with an easy swing.
That's pretty clever indeed. Got that a little higher maybe, but we took a chance, Danny.
Now, Zach Johnson could never be accused of having a very big body or a very wide stance, in fact. And surely if you have a club that's so big, like this particular driver, you should have a wider stance, especially if this happens.
Zach Johnson on the tee here at 13.
If Johnson had actually just checked his grip, used his typical type of stance, as you see from the side right now, perhaps the outcome would be better. Mentally, things can really irritate us if we're playing golf. At any time, even the best of the best, Sergio Garcia has had a reel full of moments. Watch how this particular shot irritates him more ways than one. Being in the zone in golf mentally is as much physical as mental. It's that connection. Feet, hands, and actual vision and aim. Watch how they all coordinate together in a kind of rhythmic dance for Sergio Garcia in a more corrected shot. We started out with the great Tiger Woods. Now watch how Tiger is really irritated by this mobile phone.
Tiger Woods.
But the reality is, when Tiger's on top form, his feet and his vision, and he checks his aim, are all in coordination. Watch his feet here and his checking of where he's hitting the ball, and see how the two coordinate for him to be comfortable to follow through.
His feet move back and forth. He has his eyes looking at the target, and then he recreates the motion. This one found...
Patrick Reed has been known to have had great success at university college level, and then he burst on the scene eventually. But he has a particular technique, as many golfers do. Watch how his left arm just pulls away from the club right here, and, well, check out the result.
Get it on the green, putts, and get the heck out of here. That's the law.
So maybe there's a coordination going on there with Patrick, his mind, and the shot. It certainly didn't work in that instance. If you check it out right here, this left arm flick away from the club just doesn't happen, and the shot does. So that's how the best of golfers can actually have their physical capabilities and talents taken away by their minds, what's up in their head. It can happen to you, it can happen to me, it can happen to the best of them. So I've asked others what they think of the mental side of golf. I hope you enjoy the game of golf, but also the video. I really do. So if you have, subscribe. Thank you very much. If not, you know what to do. Until next time though, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your golf now.